We're going to kick things off with the Air Force Falcons, led by Coach Troy Calhoun, and under his tutelage, they have been a really successful program. They took a little bit of a step back in 2024, but you can see all the 10-win, 11-win seasons, 9-win seasons. They have this thing rolling most of the time. And obviously, with it being a military academy, we know what some of the limitations are with this roster, what we're going to get with some of the players. Obviously going to be a challenge, and as you can see in year one, sitting at 5-5, we've struggled to get it going a little bit. It is an improvement from the year before in 2024. Lost some close games, had some big wins over UConn. We're looking to close these things out strong, and as you can see, we did. That's going to earn us a trip to the Pop-Tarts Bowl against Baylor, another bowl game rematch actually from a couple years back. A game that we would lose, unfortunately, to finish 7-6, but as you can see, we had some strong statistical performances. Always going to be near the top in rushing yards when you're a triple option team, but we only secured 1 interception, so we really need to improve on that. But we also did commit such a few amount of penalties, so we are trending in the right direction in some areas. We were also able to retain every player that wanted to leave, which is huge for our roster, huge for chemistry, all the things that it takes to build a roster. It also helps that these military academies are not an easy place to transfer from in real life. They're also not an easy place to recruit to, which is why we finished 131st in year 1 in recruiting. And that's going to bring us to 2026, where this roster still needs some work. We've got some decent players, but it's just not really going to be enough to continue being competitive. We would sim through 2026, and again, back and forth, we went 5-6 heading into this Fresno State game. We need this win to become bowl eligible, and the boys would find a way to get it done, to win our 6th game, earn a right to the Alamo Bowl to play Oklahoma State, a game that we would not win, of course. So we're 0-2 in bowl games to start. Didn't score a lot of points last year, which is again not that surprising, but again, also not surprising. Top 2 in rushing yards, and look at how we did defensively, man. The 3rd fewest yards allowed per game and the fewest passing yards allowed per game in the entire country. But of course, we have some player retention work to be done after I just talked about our ability to retain players. And Seth MacFarlane, one of our best players, our starting will linebacker, wants to leave because of playing style. Josh Furner's decided to stay, which is a huge get, another boost to our defense, but we are going to lose Collins Davis. We are going to keep Kitchen, so we're kind of going back and forth here. Derrick Davis, our freshman left guard, he has decided to stay as well, and Roman Knox is going to round things out, choosing to stay with us at Air Force. And we jumped up almost 50 spots compared to last year's recruiting ranking, signing 16 players, 11 3-stars. But going into 2027, man, this roster still needs a little bit of work, and it showed after a dismal 1-5 start to the season. But we would go on a run to close out a 7-5 season, play Syracuse in the bowl game, and if you can believe it, we would finally secure our first bowl victory with a pretty convincing win. And we were nails again defensively, allowing the fewest points and the fewest yards per game in the entire country. Didn't give up many passing yards, gave up some of the fewest rushing yards per game in the entire country. And we would ride that 8-5 momentum to the 62nd best recruiting class in the country, the best in our entire tenure this far, 21 total commits. So we're going into 2028 here. We've shown some signs of progress, some signs of development. It's been a lot of 6, 7, 8-win seasons. We're going to sim all the way to week 6 in 2028 to see if we can finally get over the hump. Can we finally put together a 9, 10, maybe even an 11-win season? And while we would make the Fenway Bowl against Virginia Tech, it is of course going to be another 8-5 season. And we're going to lose some more key players this time around, including Derrick Davis, who we were able to keep the first time around, but now he's going to explore other options. And we would move ahead to our 2029 bowl game again against Virginia Tech, and as you can see, that win is going to propel us to a top 25 finish, our first of the dynasty, all while only throwing for 60 yards per game. But it could have been worse. We could have been Navy with only 3 passing touchdowns, but we would lead the country in rushing yards per game. And while this roster is always going to be tough to rebuild and stack on the overall because of the recruiting challenges, we are 9-4. We won 3 straight bowl games, and so we are definitely headed in the right direction. And look at this, 2030, the following season, we are ranked 19th in the country, playing in our very first Mountain West Conference Championship game, and the first game that we are actually going to dive into in this Air Force dynasty. And we're in a back and forth game here, getting used to the triple option, getting used to using this playbook to its full advantages, and trying to take advantage of being this triple option team, and we have tied this game up. The defense is finally tightened up again, playing at the level I know they're capable of. We barely get that pitch off. It's so hard to time the pitch sometimes. And look at these spin moves, the juke move in the open field, off to the races. This is definitely one of the best plays of the dynasty. He's running like Greg Jennings in Madden, and now we finally have the lead. But this Colorado State team is a tough out, man. They're not going to go away easily, and again, we would just barely get the pitch off again. Timing these pitches can be really, really difficult, especially as you're just getting used to the triple option. And look at this angle that the safety's going to take. It's absolutely terrible. The running motion, they would eventually fix that bug, but early on, it was really, really funny to watch these guys run, especially when they got into the open field. Colorado State would find a way to tie it up, but with less than 2 minutes left, we get the pitch off yet again. We get some key blocks to spring us down the field. There goes 22, calling out the defense on his way to the end zone. A little premature celebration, but we have the lead here in the Mountain West Conference Championship game. Now we just need the defense to show up. The defense needs to stop here. 2nd and inches, 23 seconds left. They have a timeout left, and he throws throws it right to us. It's intercepted. Oh, and I should have just stayed to the right. We were so close to taking it back for 6, but unbelievable performance by the Air Force Falcons in 2030, claiming our first Mountain West Conference championship. And with that comes our first appearance in the college football playoff as the 11 seed against Auburn. Going to Jordan-Hare, a notoriously tough place to play, but we have an early 7-0 lead after the quarterback sneak. And now we have a real opportunity to tie it up, potentially heading into halftime here, 14-6. We dump it off to the running back, 22. I don't know these players' names because I haven't played with them much, haven't really used them much. We wouldn't get the 2-point conversion, but on 4th and 8, he rolls out and he's got his man down the field. 50 seconds left. We're going to have an opportunity here. And now you already know what time it is. We're going back to the well. The quarterback sneak with under 10 seconds left to take the lead against Auburn. But the second half really wasn't much of our game here. Down 10 on 4th and 9. We got to have it in. He's wide open. What is Auburn doing? Leaving him wide open. 88. No idea how he's going to outrun him. Oh, and the premature celebration of the fumble. That's tough. Unfortunately, that is what I get. We're going to get the sack here to bring it to 4th down. And look, with 4 minutes left, this game is far from over. We know verticals from trips kills teams in this game. Kills teams in real life, too, against single high. But we would not, unfortunately, get the 2-point conversion, which really was a dumb decision on my part. But it's 3rd and 11 here. We got to rally to the tackle, make a play, and get this ball back here for another opportunity. All right, so 1st and 10. We got speed option to the field. We're going to get the pitch off just barely, and we're going to have the 1st down. We would do some sort of hurdle. Got the 1st down. And it's 2nd and goal here. Time winding down. We can't afford to take off a little bit more time. We do not have any timeouts left, though. We're going to throw it to the tight end who's going to dive and be just short. But again, 3rd and goal. We have some time to take off. We're going to turn our hand off to 22, makes a cut into the end zone. The late lead. Does Auburn have what it takes to sink this field goal as time is winding down? He's going to push it. Not even close. At home as the 11 seed Air Force Falcons upset Auburn and move on to the next round of the college football playoff, where our reward is the Georgia Bulldogs in the Sugar Bowl, the 3 seed. So going to have our hands full here. 17-7, looking to just get some points on the board here on 4th and 15 with time winding down. And we barely squeaked that in to bring it within a 7-point game, so we're hanging tough against Georgia. Still down 7 to start the second half. Ooh, what a pitch though to number 20, and he's out. He is off to the races. He doesn't have the angle though, and he reaches, but we've got a big time gain. And on 4th down, instead of kicking the field goal to get on the board, we are going to go for it. We have a great play drawn up as the quarterback. Oh, missed wide open. We had the great play drawn up. Now, it's still in the 3rd quarter. We would get the ball back. Georgia's bringing a huge blitz. We're going to throw to the running back on the Texas route, make a spin move, break the tackle, get out of there for a 1st and goal. And on the very next play, we're going 1st and goal, speed option to the field, get the pitch off. We have the edge. We are bringing those Georgia defenders closer into the box, and that would be enough to secure the 20-17 win. We would just barely sneak by to move on. And now I'm finally learning the names of our players. Josh Burton, single season rushing yards record, huge year. And of course, it's not going to get easier. Now we have to face the Texas Longhorns in the Cotton Bowl, 2 wins away from being national champions. We find ourselves down again in the 2nd quarter, trying to get this big field goal off. It's almost blocked, and we get a roughing the kicker. Not to mention, we absolutely drilled the field goal, but he drilled our kicker, so we're going to have another shot at this thing on offense. But we wouldn't do much with it, of course, and now it's 4th and 21 again. We're just getting so far behind the sticks. It's really tough with the triple option. But we get the ball to start the second half, and we're going on the drive. We're going back to the triple option routes. The play action fakes the defender out. We are rolling back and forth. I have no idea what's going to happen. Just throw it up. What a catch by the receiver to come down within the middle of the field. Let's go back to the well. We're going to run the triple option look. We're going to throw it to our tight end, who finally we complete the pass to the tight end. 14-9, struggling to keep up on offense. The defense is having a heck of a day. Look how wide open our running back was. What in the world? I will say, as a triple option team, the one thing I have prioritized in recruiting is speed. We are trying to get as much speed as possible. We don't get the 2-point conversion, unfortunately. Texas's offense has woken up a little bit. 27-15. We need something here. We get a little bit of separation. He breaks the tackle. What an absolute play by the receiver, and he barely outruns the DB, who didn't quite have the angle, but it was close. We got to go for 2 points again. Drops back the pass. The rub routes. We got it. 4-point game. But on 4th and 5, Texas has a field goal attempt. It's not an easy kick to make, and he's going to push it, and we are going to have great field position. We're going to have a chance at this thing. Now, it is going to be tough to score points. We have to score a touchdown, but the good thing about our offense is we can take time off the clock, and look at all this space. What was that angle by 25? Look at our quarterback trying to outrun the DBs, but we don't want to score just yet. So we get it to 4th and goal. This is it. This is the game. Time winding down. I may have misjudged our ability to get in the end zone, but with time almost expiring, 4th and goal. This is it. We got to have it. He rolls out again, and he's got the touchdown with 3 seconds left. What an unbelievable drive by our offense to put together, get in the end zone. We need the defense here to get a stop. Last play of the game, 3 seconds left. He's hit as he throws. This should not be it, and it's intercepted. What a crazy way that the ball traveled and bounced. That's going to do it for Texas. We are going to move on to the national championship. It's been an absolute Cinderella run for the troops, but of course the blue blood run is going to continue as we face the 5th seeded Notre Dame Fighting Irish here. We've put together a good drive to start. They're bringing the pressure. We're going to put it up. Look at us. 4 verts for the touchdown. Unbelievable play by our wideouts. They are playing out of their minds in the playoffs. Find ourselves down by 3 in the second quarter with time kind of winding down. We miraculously get the pitch off. Some great perimeter blocking to spring the run, and there goes our back into the end zone, diving for the exclamation point. I don't think that Air Force would actually allow their players to do that. Down by 2 here now, 4th and 9 with the field goal to put us over the edge. I'm telling you, we have a kicker who is nails, man. He does not miss. Our defense needs to get a stop and bring us home. We're gonna put it up. Oh, it's intercepted. What an unbelievable play by our DB to take the ball away. And on the following play, the very next play, we're gonna get cinematic here. We would give it to our running back and he would go the distance. He would secure the national championship win for the Air Force Falcons with the exclamation mark over Notre Dame. What a heck of a run. What an absolute Cinderella run for Air Force, man. That was a ton of fun. We would finally get it done in our very first appearance in the college football playoff. And it's always fun to look at the bracket, see how it kind of played out, shook out. Again, all the blue bloods that we pretty much had to face. But it is kind of fun to see an 11-5 matchup in the Natty. Look at that, 15-2, man. Brought the team back to a prominent level, led them to a Natty. And look at Josh Burden, man. Completely turned his career around when he got to us. We didn't have that many yards per game, but we almost broke the FBS record for most rushing yards in a season by a team and led the country with 43 rushing touchdowns. Our defense was nails again. We were near the top of every statistical category, and we allowed the fewest rushing yards per game, 79.5 yards. What a performance. And took the ball away 19 times, 19 interceptions. Committed the second fewest penalties. Again, disciplined football team, obviously. And the national championship, man, the crowning jewel of Troy Calhoun's career thus far. He's still leading Air Force, still doing a good job building them up, winning games, dominating teams with the triple option. And now your 2030 national champions, the Air Force Falcons.